and Charlie Watts has left.
I know. I was working down the street here today, a real quick session, and had my phone on silent, and it lit up, and I looked over at it, and it was a friend of mine. He said, Charlie Watts passed away. I was like stunned, because I didn't know he was that ill. I knew that he couldn't make the tour, and what's his name? Steve Jordan took over, but my God, I didn't know he was that ill.
Yeah,
and nobody knows. That's their private family business, but nobody knows. Was it COVID? Was it heart attack? Nobody knows what he died of. I'm sure we'll find out, and that doesn't matter. The point is that, man, I've known and listened and loved this man since 1964, man. I mean, that's a long time. I got every Stones album that ever came out, all about it. And, he's the kind of guy when me as a drummer, I'd walk into a studio, and sometimes the producer would go, all right, put on your Charlie Watts hat. That's how iconic and his playing was, that he was a human being, great drummer, but he was a style, and producers referred to him. They also referred to Ringo and Bonham. Those are the three guys I ever got told, listen, with all the great drummers out there, they would say, listen, we need some Ringo drums. Fine. We need some Charlie Watts, or we need John Bonham, some big stuff. Right. But Charlie Watts was always mentioned in styles, different styles when you're recording.
How would you describe his style? I mean, when somebody says to you, put some Charlie Watts on it, what do?
Play the song. He played the song, nothing fancy. If you're gonna make a fill, make it count, or don't play a fill. And timing was perfect. His groove was so great, and he really hardly did anything as far as, he wasn't fancy, or he didn't try to show why. He just played drum. He was the perfect drummer. He just played drums, and you could always count on the groove. And every once in a while he'd throw a fill in, but it was the perfect fill. And if you're being a drummer, if you ever played in a cover band, they did a Rolling Stones song, it was awesome playing what he played, because it was perfect. It was what he chose to play for a fill, was like, yeah, I wish I'd have thought of that, that kind of thing. And so he was a drummer's drummer, man. He was great.
His track to Get Off My Cloud, for instance,
Oh God.
When we're like 12 and 13-year-old drummers coming up, it's like, oh my God, I got to learn that right now.
Oh, immediately. I know. And the local bands and the cover bands I was in as a teenager, we played so many Stones songs.
Yeah, one of the teenage bands in Miami got a hold of Fortune Teller, and they played a killer version of that. Stones cover bands, but Charlie's, I think you kind of hit on it. Charlie is a style unto himself.
Yeah, he's a style, man. You can tell. And he had that, you'll know what I'm talking about. You're being a drummer. He had that hi-hat thing where when the snare hit, he didn't play the hi-hat. He would just lift his stick, because first of all, it physically left room to really smack that snare, right? And secondly, that's all you heard from the drums for that split second was the snare.
Right.
It was a backbeat from hell, man. It was killer. He really had a feel. I wish, how sometimes you see online, they have, John Bonham isolated tracks from rock and roll, right? I wish they had some. I have not found isolated tracks from Charlie, because I don't know that maybe they don't exist, but I'd love to just hear just Charlie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You know what I love the most about him? I saw a photo of him from behind his drums not too long ago, and it was a couple of years ago. And if you look down, there's a Ludwig Speed King pedal on that kit. Yes. With all the amazing chain drive pedals and all. He's got a Ludwig Speed King pedal, which we all grew up. I know we all grew up with them, man.
I still got mine.
Oh, I got 2 or 3 of them down there. Yeah, I know.
All right,
listen,
Joe.
awesome to talk to you.